Week 13 of the National Football League. All eyes are on Jamar Chase. He's putting together one of the better seasons in league history. It's the Vikings and the Chargers on Monday Night Prime Time.
Nightfall in Minneapolis in December usually spells freezing temps, and that is precisely the case outside these walls. But we are a comfortable 72 degrees inside U.S. Bank Stadium. Tonight, we wrap up the first 13 weeks of the season with a good Monday nighter between the Los Angeles Chargers and the Minnesota Vikings. Hi again, everyone. Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. And Charles, you look at this Vikings ball club. They've been as hot as anyone. Tim.
The results are hard to argue. If there's a team better suited for the postseason right now, I don't know who they are.
Meanwhile, for our visitors, the Chargers, they're hot as can be. Winners of 8 of their last 9 games.
I don't know if you'd call this start a surprise exactly, but they've proven that they're going to be able to stand toe-to-toe with anybody.
The kick unit on here for the Chargers as they will send this one away. And this will go as a touchback, and they will begin things at the 25. So here's the Viking offense making their way out. And trotting out there, their tall quarterback standing at 6'5".
And bottom line, when you're the starting QB, what is it?
Get the W.
Get the W.
They did that last week.
Right, you got that done. Wasn't always pretty. There were some great moments. He threw 4 touchdown passes.
But got to eliminate them. And not the start he was hoping for there, as he'll maybe get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. Here's White. They set up the screen. So now an early 3rd and 10 here on their opening drive. Back to throw. Doyle. Man open. That's Jamar Chase complete. And he'll be out of bounds right at the 40. First catch so far for the man who led the NFL coming into the weekend. He's got a first down.
Well, I think when they look at their offense, they think to themselves, weapons everywhere, and they want to move the ball around. They want to spread it to different people. But you absolutely know they want to get this man involved as well, and that's what they just did on that play.
They'll run for the first time with Kareem Hunt to the 43, 2nd down. The numbers on the ground for Hunt a week ago. 12 carries, 53 yards.
It's a pretty mediocre week for him on the ground. Certainly a boon to his offense if he can get a little more output on his touches this week. He should get some more early carries as his team tries to get him into a rhythm.
They'll go option on 2nd down, right side. He'll get 2 on the keeper, but it becomes now a 3rd down. They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. Out of the gun now on 3rd down. That's complete. It's Greg Dulcich. And he will have a Vikings first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Give the rookie another one on this opening drive and a first down with it. A nice start, Charles, for the first-year passer. He's come out, made a few plays, nice plays to begin this contest.
He certainly has. If he finishes off this drive with a touchdown pass, I vote we don't call him rookie anymore. We'll move him right to veteran and continue from there.
On first down, Doyle. And this throw a bit late as he couldn't reach back for it. So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Handoff up the middle, Hunt. And they'll get this just to the 47, 1-yard gain. Play number 9 on the drive coming up, and they need 9 yards on 3rd down. Looking to throw. Doyle. And he's brought to the ground with another 1st down at the Chargers' 24-yard line. That one go for 24 yards. And the pocket's been protected pretty good here so far in the opening drive.
We always talk about confidence in runners and catchers and quarterbacks. How about the protection detail? They're not allowing anyone near the guy throwing the football.
On 1st down, they'll run with Hunt. And he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's 2nd down. Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. Back to throw. Doyle. Oh, he's hit. He lost the football. Put it on the carpet. And picked up by the Chargers. There he goes, left side. He's at the 40, the 20. And they are going to score on the fumble return. Touchdown, L.A. And he has great speed, defensive back speed. Once he got it and took off, there was no catching it.
And I know every team tells you to hustle no matter what the play, but there was no chance of catching him. Maybe if it had been a defensive tackle running with the ball, but not in this case.
Now Cade York for the extra point. He hasn't missed an extra point all season, and he won't miss this one either, and it's 7-0. So not only the cough up, but then the pickup on the other side, the scoop, and the score the other way, the fumble return for a touchdown. So here's the kickoff now as they'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback. The Vikings taking the field here for their 2nd drive of the game. And this game, CD, some are calling it the game of the year. Others are saying, hey, this is the Super Bowl preview. And as we speak, these are the top seeds in each conference. How do you think these two teams approach this one internally?
And I think that we both subscribe to the theory that it is the game of the year so far, and it could be a Super Bowl preview. I know outwardly both teams are going to tell us, hey, it's 1 of 16. We're going to do what we do. Let's just go ahead and play our game. But I think we both know that internally they're saying we've got to establish we're the team to beat in case we see them again.
They wind up losing a couple there, so they go behind the original line of scrimmage, and now 3rd and 11 coming up. Well, this defense for the Chargers, they played really well in the win over the Raiders a week ago.
Doing the game tape from last week and seeing this defense on the spot on almost every snap. If the ball was in the air, they took it away. If the ball was pop free, they picked it up. 5 takeaways in last week's game.
On 3rd down, Doyle escaping the pressure right. And he slides and covers up at the end as he's going to be able to pick up decent yardage. Pretty solid gain of 7 yards that time as he scrambled, but now they face a 4th down.
This early in the game, it's all about making steady progress downfield, hoping to lead to early points. And you can do it with your actual play calls or sometimes something a little more improvised as we just saw there.
Fair catch called. It's taken in right at the 20-yard line. So here's the Charger offense making their way out. Under center is a 6'2", 225-pound signal caller, Aaron Rodgers.
I remember watching him in college and seeing a guy that you knew had great potential, but I don't know that anyone knew that we would see how he would blossom as an NFL player who will go down as one of the all-time great quarterbacks. Can make every throw from every angle with terrific mobility, and he knows how to win games, always in contention for a championship.
They'll run with a former member of the Crimson Tide, Damian Harris. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. On 2nd and 11 now. Rodgers, he'll find Paris Campbell. That's complete. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. 16 yards is the pickup there at a 1st down for L.A.
So many times in my career I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing, But as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
Throwing on first down is Rodgers. And he's dropped right at the 40. Gain of 3. The Chargers at 10-1 now on the year. And they coming on a pretty good roll here. Winners of 3 straight.
And I thought that they played pretty well last week. Their execution, their discipline, their resilience, all on display in that victory.
They fake the give. Now Rodgers. He's got his man. It's the tight end, Brevin Jordan. And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped. A gain there of 21 yards. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front. Defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
Throwing again on second down. Rodgers. He rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Sauce Gardner picks it off. And the Vikings force the turnover. They'll take over at their own 27. So a first interception thrown for him there, and that really not the best decision either.
Not at all, and that's something he did not do in their victory last week. No interceptions in that game, but this defense, they're able to take advantage of an early mistake. Now let's see if they're going to turn it into points.
On first and 10, Doyle. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game. You know darn well both of these teams reviewed the film and saw that this defense had 5 sacks last week. They got to keep their QB upright.
And they're going to try their best to do exactly that. But they're facing a team where getting to the quarterback is a mindset. It's a mantra for them. And they play a game within the game. And you know what it is? Let's race to the quarterback and see who gets there first.
And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19. He'll decide to keep this once more. And good pursuit yet again by the Chargers as they stuff him behind the line. It'll be a loss of a full 3 yards there, and it also brings up 3rd down.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for, one of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
An extra cornerback now in the game for the Chargers here on 3rd. Looking to throw. Doyle. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Hunt. And they're able to bring him down at the 20. That one good for only 6, and it leaves him with a 4th down.
How about that strategy there, Brandon? 3rd down. They just said, we've got faith in our tacklers. We'll give you the short stuff, and just decided to protect the sticks. So every time I hear fans telling me tackling's not a part of the game anymore, plays like that, I can clip and save and show them you have to tackle well if you want to be a good defense.
On 4th down, A.J. Cole comes on to punt. His first punt, 48 yards. This one looks equally as good. A good kick, 49 yards. Just 3 on the return. And it'll be Charger football here as they take over. The Chargers get set to go here for their 2nd drive. As the offense comes out here, Charles, remember they threw the interception last time out, but they were moving the football down the field. Looked like they were going to have a sustained drive that ended in points, but then the pick ensued.
And because of that, there's no way you can call the last drive a success. Yes, there are things to build on because they found some play calls that work. Now, they've got to build another drive and find a way to avoid the turnover that plagued it on the last one.
An excellent run there coming from out wide.
And we used to consider these jet sweeps to be gadget plays or something a little bit unusual, right? But now most teams have some version of this play in their playbook. And I think it's a lot because of the receivers that are being developed nowadays. These guys look like running backs even though they're playing out on the perimeter.
brought down, losing yardage back at the 40. So after the loss of a yard, they'll look to push forward here on 2nd down and 11. To throw is Rodgers.
Looking for Waddle, but it's intercepted. Sauce Gardner puts it on. And the Vikings are going to take possession of the football.
For a team who came in here on a healthy winning streak, we're seeing some uncharacteristically bad play thus far. And that streak is definitely in jeopardy if this offense keeps giving the ball away and can't mount a few drives of their own.
Now the Vikings offense gets set to take over here.
These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and hope to...
He tries to force it in, and it's intercepted.
Picked up by Denzel Ward.
And the Chargers are going to take over here up near the 40.
Well, it's not the first time we've seen him give one up here during his rookie season. And in this case, zone coverage forced the mistake. He's made some strides week to week in how he's handling the different type of coverages that he's seeing. But clearly, there's some growing still to do.
Here's the Los Angeles offense as they get set to take possession. And it's been a miserable start for them offensively. Obviously, 2 drives, 2 interceptions.
And this is where you have to know your quarterback and know how you actually have to reach him. Do you do it with a little bit of humor? Maybe you break the ice a little bit, like, hey, didn't we practice you're throwing it to? Or maybe you have to be stern with him. But whatever it's going to take to get the message, it has to be done. He's putting the game in jeopardy.
Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Rodgers, and his throw is incomplete. And this should be the final play before the quarter ends. Throwing is Rodgers on 3rd down. And that one is incomplete. And it also concludes quarter number 1. After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports. Charger football to start quarter number 2.
On 4th down, Ryan Stonehouse on to punt.
He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. And a nice job here to down this one right on the 5-yard line.
That punt was near perfection as it checked up inside the 5-yard line. You never know where these things are going to go, do you?
No, what was it? You got a John Heisman quote about that,
yeah,
right?
He said the football is roughly a prolate spheroid, which means it's going to bounce funny, and you never know where it's going to end up.
To begin the drive, here's a handoff to Hunt. And he's going to get this from the 6 out to the 12. A pickup of 6 as they double their workspace.
A 6-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 4.
On 2nd down, they'll run with White. Trying to bounce it outside, but he's only able to get it back to the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play that time, and they'll look to convert on what will be a 3rd and 4. Back to throw. Doyle. Throwing middle, and it's complete. And he will have the Vikings first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
And Brandon, from our time in college football, where receivers weren't running the traditional NFL route tree, one thing they did learn, find open areas, find soft spots, and set up and catch the ball. And I think we just saw that there.
Yeah, we saw that indeed, picking up the first. Throwing on 1st down. Doyle. And he's going to dump this off to his running back, Hunt.
And he's able to break out of 1 tackle, but then quickly brought down.
A gain of a yard brings up 2nd and 9.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Doyle. They're unable to connect, but a late flag comes in.
Pass interference.
And the contact may have come too early. So the yellow flag came out, and that leads to a new set of downs for this offense. 1st and 10. A give right side now to Hunt.
And he'll scratch out a yard up to the 30, and that's all.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Now here's the option play going left. And he'll be tackled just past the 35 at the 36. Now, during that run, an injury here. We got one of those big blockers in some discomfort. Well, the medical staff is going to come out here and take a look, and we will take a short break. The offense on 3rd down tonight, they've converted 4 times out of 6. Not bad. Here it's 3rd and 3. That's taken in by Dulcich. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. They get 5 out of that one, and it moves the chains.
I got a kick out of that one, partner. You and I talk often about trying to hide receivers in certain situations, but a guy of his size can't really hide him. But the tight end drag route, definitely an effective way to sneak him across the formation for an easy completion and a first down.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Looking to throw. Doyle. He'll get this one underneath to Hunt. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work this to the 45.
Holding offense.
They're backed up here with a 1st and 20 now after the holding penalty. Back to throw. Doyle. And the Chargers rush is going to get there. Down he goes. More than one defender there, and that's a loss of 5 on the sack. This offense continues to shoot themselves in the foot. And here, another sack.
All game long, we've seen missed assignments, which have led to turnovers, sacks. This group has not played well at all here in the first half.
After the sack, oh, they're staring at a challenge basically from the other side of town. It's 2nd and a country mile. They'll give to Hunt here on the option. And he'll go down right at the 30-yard line. This offense 2 for 2 on 3rd downs on this drive. They're in for a tough test here, though. 3rd and long. Gets this to Kareem Hunt, his running back. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. 5 yards, not enough. And it'll be 4th down.
So much about this game is just understanding situations and then having to execute, isn't it? Guard the first down sticks. Don't let them get there. And they rallied and made the tackle.
Here's A.J. Cole now to punt this one away. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. Just a 2-yard return there following a punt of 48. And the Chargers will be backed up deep to begin their drive as they take over 1st and 10. On 1st down, Rodgers. This one complete to Jalen Waddle. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. 16 yards right off the bat and a 1st down. That's the number 2 receiver in the NFL in terms of yardage. And tell you what, a few more plays like that, he won't be number 2 for long.
Well, that's what often happens when you have competitors running around the field. These guys know where they stand in relationship to yardage, totals, numbers, the whole deal. And let's face it, all of them, they all want to be number 1.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Shotgun now for Rodgers. Open man is Samuel, complete. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. A gain there of 12 yards and a 1st down L.A.
To win any route, you've got to break down the defender, and that's exactly what happened here on this really nicely executed curl route.
Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on 1st down. Harris running straight ahead. And he'll fight forward maybe to the line of scrimmage, but that's all. Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again 2nd and 10. Now Rodgers. Throws the out route and completes it to Samuel. And they'll get him down on the other side of midfield. Trying to pick it up on the ground with Harris. And he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. No gain there on the play, and that's going to leave him with a fourth down.
I apologize in advance, partner, but the beefeaters on the interior of this D-line, you just know they were licking their chops on 3rd and short. And yes, they were rewarded with a tasty dish, stuffing that one short of a first down.
Well, we got beefeaters licking their chops and tasty dish in one fell swoop.
I did apologize in advance, didn't I?
Yeah, you did. That line's not eating tofu, I'll tell you that much for free. Now on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. And they'll play keep away from the returner as this one will be marked out of bounds at the 13-yard line. Pretty good spot. Minnesota now ready for their next possession. And they had a long drive going last time, but it stalled out. But still, maybe something positive to carry forward from that last drive.
Well, a few different things that you carry forward. Number one, as you noted, they were moving it pretty well, so that gives them a lot of confidence. The second part is, keeps your defense off the field, gives them a chance to rest up a little bit. And last but not least, you've taken a good look at what you've done on offense, noted where the weaknesses are, and you know when you want to come back to them.
Like when you're organized with your points. Well
Point
done.
A, B, and C.
To throw on 3rd down. Doyle. That one is caught by Hunt. And he does not get to the first down marker as they stop him at the 19. He did his best to just get 4 out of the but not enough. And now 4th down.
Locked up all of his progressions downfield, forced to get it to his running back. But how about the way they ran to the football and knocked him down to force a 4th down?
Here's A.J. Cole now. He's been terrific so far. Far as this one's away. Good open field tackling there. A 50-yard punt followed by just a 1-yard return. And out will come the offense as they take over. Now the L.A. offense ready for this next possession. And they've got themselves a 7-0 lead here, but that, you recall, was a defensive touchdown, so still nothing as of yet for this offense.
Well, they're happy to have the lead. We got to cut them a little bit of slack. It's still early enough, just a couple of drives so far, but if this one goes nowhere, those adjustments that we talk about, they shouldn't wait for halftime. They should go ahead and start working on them right now.
A quick throw there going to be batted away and incomplete. Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Throwing is Rodgers. Got a man, it's Waddle, complete. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. 17 yards is the pickup there for number 17. And a good quarterback facing zone coverage. If he has just a little bit of time to survey the scene, that's what's going to happen.
No doubt about it. If there's no pressure, he's going to continue to pick them apart because he'll have all that time to find someone open downfield. You can only cover for so long. So maybe they want to go to a zone blitz scheme, get a little bit more pressure. Remember when Carolina did that against Denver? They lost the game ultimately. They dropped the defensive end out, and he ended up with an interception in that game in Super Bowl 50. Maybe some sort of scheme like that to try and get more pressure at the passer.
From midfield, here's Rodgers. Over the middle, hauled in by Campbell. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work this to the 45. The Chargers on 3rd down, just 1 for 3 thus far. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation. Completes it to Samuel. And they'll work this down inside the 30.
A gain of 16 yards. And the Chargers first down.
Two minutes on the clock, second quarter, 7-0 ball game. Rodgers now on first down. Throw right side, going to be caught here by Waddle. And he'll be marked down right at the 20-yard line. Again, they'll throw with Rodgers. Flush to his right. And he can't find anywhere to go with it. And he goes down. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game.
The competition comes up in so many different ways. And right now, this unit, their competition is who's going to get to a quarterback the most times. Had about 5 sacks last week. We just saw their first one of this game.
Ninth play of the drive now on 3rd and a country mile. Throwing now is Rodgers. That's going to be caught by Samuel. And this effort will not get it done. He stopped well short of the first down at the 29. Cade York on now for the field goal. From the left hash, this from 46. York able to send this one through, and that will extend their lead even further. So he's been automatic to this point of the season, and he connects on the field goal there.
And what a luxury it is to have a kicker you can depend upon, partner, because he hasn't missed all year long. Converts on that one as well, and kudos to you. You didn't jinx him.
And he'll decide to not bring this one out as their drive will begin at the 25. The Vikings going to take over now late in this first half. Charles, you're down multiple scores, less than a minute left here, but with that deficit, they've got to try to at least work their way into field goal range to try to muster something out of this drive.
And I'm going to go ahead and date myself one more time because I'm going to quote an old Smokey and the Bandit lyric. They've got a long way to go and a short time to get there, but they still have time to get it done. So I'm looking forward to watching them mount this drive and see if they can get some points out of it.
So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. Operating from the gun, Doyle. Chargers able to get the pressure and bring him down. Sacks a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. Operating from the gun, Doyle. Open man is Chase, complete. And he'll be brought down just shy of the 40. And offensively, they'll take the timeout with 6 seconds left in the second quarter.
That looked like a pretty good route combination there because you've got to find a way to clear the guy running the drag. Because when you do, you just put the ball on him and then let him run.
Yeah, he's got some space. And he missed it. It's no good. And they will not cut into that 10-point lead.
Well, Brandon, anything beyond 50, you start rolling the dice a bit. And once you get up around 57, 58 yards, the chances of making it go down dramatically. And sure enough, this one winds up no good.
A final shot before half for Rodgers. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. So we have reached halftime. Intermission with the visiting Chargers on top. As we'll send you down to Orlando, and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. We'll get back to you and Charles in a minute. But first, time to give the folks at home a look at what's going on around the NFL. We'll begin up at legendary Lambeau Field in Green Bay, where it was the Packers who get the win at home. The Raiders are starting to run out of opportunities for victories now, as they'll head into December at 0-12. From there, we head down south to Atlanta to check on the Falcons at home at Mercedes-Benz Stadium. And they were losers in that one to the visiting Houston Texans. Mac Jones, 5 touchdown passes, leading his guys to the victory. Finally, let's get you to Baltimore to check on the Ravens at home at M&T Bank Stadium. And they were losers in that one to the visiting Arizona Cardinals. Tony Pollard, a touchdown run in the victory. With that, we take a look at the next-gen stats for the Chargers in that first half. And their offense has been in top form so far, especially their passing game, as it's helped push them out to this big halftime lead. Meanwhile, for the Vikings,
they too didn't throw the ball as well as they would have liked. And I think both teams would say there's room for improvement in the second half.
All right, Coach, thanks very much. Fine work as always as we welcome you back for quarter number 3. So the Chargers will start the second half with the lead and the football as we're underway in the third quarter. And he will not bring it out. It's a touchback. Out comes the Chargers as they'll go on offense now to start this third quarter. This offense set to begin the third quarter. And, Charles, if they had a checklist of things they wanted to accomplish in the first half, certainly at the top of that list would be having the lead, and they've got that here.
That's always the most important box to check, isn't it? But also, they've had some success in their passing game, so probably an empty box establishing the run. They're on pace for fewer than 100 yards in this one, so now they want to make sure.
And Rodgers intercepted a third time. Picked up by Charvarius Ward. And the Vikings are going to take possession of the football. That is just what this defense was hoping for, an interception on the opening possession of this third quarter.
Obviously didn't want to surrender a touchdown and fall even farther behind. And we've gotten to know this team a little bit, haven't we? Couldn't you just see their defensive leaders telling the offensive guys, telling the quarterback, don't worry, we got you to start things off. You take it from there.
It's the Vikings' turn on offense. We get ready for their first possession of the second half. And they'll start with great field position, trying to get back into this one. It's 1st and 10 here. A pass there over the middle to start things out. And he's going to be brought down at about the 16.
It's a gain of 9. Brings up second and a yard. At the 16.
They run straight ahead here with White. And they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line. From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10. Looking to throw. Doyle, complete right side to Otten. 7 yards left for second down. Ball at the 10.
It's a pickup of 3. Brings up second and 7.
Operating from the gun. Doyle. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. They'll wind up losing 10 on the sack. And it'll lead to a 3rd and long.
So if we recount real quick, he had the touchdown earlier, and now he comes up with the sack here. No doubt about it, he's having himself a game.
They missed a field goal on their last drive. Here they need something to even get into field goal range on 3rd down. Operating from the gun. Doyle under pressure, and they got to him again. Aaron Browning, he's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year.
My man, it's been a rough night for that offensive line, and it's only getting rougher. 5 sacks now that they've given up in this contest so far. It feels like the witching hour out here, doesn't it?
Okay, stupid question. What's the witching hour?
Yeah, the witching hour. That's when everything goes haywire late at night.
So on 4th down, on comes the Viking kicker, Daniel Carlson. This from 44 yards out, left hash. The kick by Carlson is good. And they get themselves on the board here. It's 10-3. Whatever was said in the locker room during the break must have worked. They forced the turnover. They didn't get the touchdown, Charles, but it does translate into 3 points to begin the second half.
Exactly as they discussed in the locker room at halftime. Get some points to get things kick-started. Now start your half off with some momentum. Gives you something to build on for your next possession.
And he'll be brought down shy of the 2. So not a good one. L.A. readies for its next possession. Their defense has done the job. Now it's the offense's turn as they've got it 1st and 10. A handoff to Harris to begin the drive. And it's been like this all night long. Nowhere to run as they stop him behind the line.
He was taken down behind the line screen. It's a loss of 9. Brings up second and 11. At the 17.
On 2nd and 11 now. Rodgers. And on the left sideline, he caught it, but out of bounds, according to the head linesman. Incomplete, so the ball a little late getting there, and it's 3rd down. Now it's Rodgers. And able to catch it on the left sideline, but they're going to rule him out of bounds. So it'll be incomplete. Certainly one they'd like to have back as it brings up 4th down. On fourth down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. 46 yards on the boot. The coverage holds him to just 3 on the return. And the Vikings will take over here, 1st and 10. The Vikings offense now heading out to take over. And, Charles, they're certainly still right in this game, but they need that offense to wake up and in a hurry.
Yeah, I like the way you put it. They certainly did seem to sleepwalk a bit in the first half. Now that their defense has done its job, it's their turn now to go out and try and get some points.
And this winds up a gain of 4 to the 41. They run the option on 2nd down. And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. On 3rd down, Doyle. And able to catch it on the left sideline, but they're going to rule him out of bounds. So it'll be incomplete. Certainly one they'd like to have back as it brings up 4th down. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. Fair catch called for right around the 11-yard line. So a change of possession here on the punt. And the offense will come back out deep in their own territory. Rodgers now on 1st down. Pressure gets to him, and down he goes. Back at the 4-yard line. That's the former Buckeye Pete Werner getting the sack. So that time, Charles, quarterback helpless really in the pocket in the face of a pass rush like that. They were on him instantly.
Yeah, that's one where you turn to your lineman and say, guys, can I get a little help here? And you have to ask politely because, remember, they're blocking for you the entire game. But as a quarterback, you've also got to have the clock running in your head when you need to get rid of the football. But this time, he had no chance. They were on him instantly.
And if you're wondering just how quickly that sack occurred, the next-gen stats tell us 2.6 seconds is all he had to throw the football. And some secondary help here for the defense in the nickel on 3rd and long. Now Rodgers. And he's caught on the sideline, but he's not going to have a 1st down. They say he was out of bounds. So a big call there. That brings up 4th. So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. Oh, what a move. A good return there, 17 yards. And the Vikings, they'll be set up well as they take over in great field position. 1st and 10. And now out comes Minnesota. And, Charles, they're certainly still right in this game, but they need that offense to wake up and in a hurry.
Yeah, I like the way you put it. They certainly did seem to sleepwalk a bit in the first half. Now that their defense has done its job, it's their turn now to go out and try and get some points.
But now a throw on 1st down there, but it's incomplete. They'll run with Hunt on 2nd down. And he gets this to the 35. Good for a gain of 5. From the gun on 3rd down. Doyle. He's going to launch this thing way downfield. And it's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. Jamar Chase. Halfway to 100 now. Career touchdown number 50. And the Vikings are an extra point away from drawing level. He put quite a bit of air underneath that touchdown pass. Of course, we knew that he had the strong arm.
That part was easy. You could see that throughout his college career. But what you want to know about a rookie is when the pressure's on, can you throw with touch? He just did right there. And, boy, it was pretty.
Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And we are even at 10 apiece. All level now at 10 apiece as the kick's away. And this will not be returned. It's a touchback, and they'll begin at the 25. The offense for Los Angeles returns to the field. We got a brand-new ball game, all even after that last touchdown, so every drive now becoming a little more critical here in the second half. Harris starts the drive on the ground, and not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26. 2nd and 9. Rodgers. And this one incomplete. Threw it down at the feet of his receiver. After an incomplete pass on 2nd down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9. Rodgers going to throw. And the defense loses him. It's complete. And all the way in for a Charger touchdown. Curtis Samuel, 74 yards as they have taken the lead.
Personal foul, roughing the passer, defense.
So obviously they will decline the penalty there, and the result is 6 points.
That penalty is declined.
The York on now for the extra point. He's got it as they go up by a total of 17-10. So a 75-yard scoring drive on just 3 plays. And it ends with the Chargers getting into the end zone. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And no chance to get away as they'll get him down at about the 17-yard line. Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. They find themselves down 17-10 as they come up on a 1st and 10. They'll start with Hunt on the ground. And he works it across the 25 before being tackled. Right off the bat, it's a 1st down to start the drive, 12 yards.
For a lot of guys playing this game, there's no better feeling than running right through a tackle. He's able to lower his center of gravity and turn his legs for a really nice pickup.
On 1st down, they go right back to Hunt. And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up. And it appears we have a Charger shaken up on that last play. The medical staff will attend to him, and we will step aside. So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. They run again with Hunt. A pickup of about 3 yards as he's taken down at the 31. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. He rifles one that's intercepted. And he brings this one back. It's a pick 6 and a Charger TD. That offense trying to erase that deficit, get a little bit closer here and climb back into this game in the 3rd quarter. Instead, they further their disadvantage, Charles, with a pick 6.
And that defense came out willing to do anything necessary to defend that lead. I think they looked around the huddle and said, who's going to make the big play? Who's it going to be? And the person who just ended up in the end zone with the football, he was the one that answered the bell.
Extra point by York is up and good. And the lead now up to 14.
Vikings 10.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6. And now the kick is away. Fields it right around the goal line. And he returns this to the 22. Now the Minnesota offense set to take over again. Now remember, they were just out here a moment ago through the pick 6, so we'll see if they can take better care of the football this go-around.
And sometimes, partner, I think it's almost better that you just throw the pick 6 and you come right back out on the field. You're not over on the sidelines dwelling for it for very long. You're not hearing everyone say, oh, hey, you'll get them next time. Hey, don't worry about it. All that stuff just goes right out the window. You're right back out on the field with a chance to atone.
On the pickup brings up 2nd and 2.
And they take him down, losing yardage back at the 27. 2 yards the loss, and now they go from 2nd and 2 to a tough 3rd and 4.
Well, we saw a lot of negative plays that resulted in plenty of lost yardage in the first half, and that trend is continuing here.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Operating from the gun, Doyle. And the throw there going to be incomplete. Here's A.J. Cole now. He's been one of their few bright spots so far. A call for a fair catch, and it's made at about the 23-yard line. Curtis Samuel and the rest of the offense heading back out there now. Good day for him so far here in the 3rd quarter. He's hit pay dirt once, over 100 yards, but hey, it's the 3rd quarter. He's thinking, I want more, right?
He wants more, and it just increases the confidence of his team because every play he makes, that means his quarterback.
And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. Sauce Gardner picks it off, and the Vikings are going to take possession of the football. I think it's safe to say this is a game he's not going to forget anytime soon, Charles. 3 interceptions.
It's rare that we see 3 interceptions by one team, let alone by an individual. And I think that after the second one, he's probably telling his teammates, any ball that's in the air, it's going to be mine. And that turned out to be true.
Minnesota's offense takes over possession. Following the interception, they're set up nicely here, already inside the red zone, knocking on the door, if you will. 1st and 10. Hunt will try going up the middle. And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6. Now 2nd and 5. Snap will come from the 6. Operating from the gun. Doyle. Christian Watson with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Vikings take the forced turnover on defense and convert it into 6 points. Well, on that connection, it looked like they maybe had some pre-play communication. Maybe one of them noticed an area that was open to the defense to get the pass to it.
When you put the time in, sometimes you have that great silent communication that you just noticed right there because the best quarterback-receiver combos in the NFL, they know how to make those adjustments at the line of scrimmage when they see something pre-play, and they got it done there.
Following the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Carlson. And he won't return this one. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll start at the 25. L.A. set to take over again on offense. And their lead cut in half by that touchdown a moment ago. They are up 7 as they begin this drive 1st and 10. They turn to Harris to begin the drive. And it's been like this all night long. Nowhere to run as they stop him behind the line. 2 yards the lowest, 2nd and 12.
That's pretty evident. We can say what a difference a week makes. Last week, he ran pretty much wild, didn't he? Did pretty much what he wanted to do. But this one, they stopped him cold. That, to me, that's good scouting and even better execution.
Yeah, and they stopped him behind the line right there. They obviously watched the tape a few times and made some adjustments. Here's a handoff out of the gun. And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. That one good for 13 and a Charger first.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. And they'll keep leaning on the running game. Back to the ground. And he'll get what he can up the middle. 3 yards. And that'll bring up 2nd down. From the 38, Rodgers. And now here's another interception. Picked up by Charvarius Ward. And the Vikings are going to take possession of the football. I think you and I were a little surprised back early in the game when he threw his 2nd interception. I mean, who would have thought a quarterback of his caliber picked that 5 times?
It's beyond stunning to me because we're used to that with maybe a quarterback with less experience or less talent. But a quarterback of his caliber, I can't believe what we've just seen.
Absolutely. If you would have told me this coming into the ball game, I would have said never, not in a million years. But here we go. And they'll give to Hunt here on the option. And he is going to lose yardage here. A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11.
Brings up 2nd and 11 at the 46-yard line.
Back to throw. Doyle. He'll leave it for Hunt. Complete. And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 47. It'll go as a loss of a yard, so now they deal with 3rd and 11. 1 quarter remains here as we wrap up the week on a Monday night. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. And we return, welcoming you back to Minneapolis. We're backed up here. Tough spot, needing 11 yards to pick up the first. To throw on 3rd down. Doyle. Flushed out right. And incomplete on the deep ball. Here's A.J. Cole now as he's on to punt for Minnesota. Now this is going to carry well into the end zone for a touchback. So out come the Chargers. Their defense got the stop, forced the punt, and now you really start to monitor the clock as they nurse this slim lead. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And they'll get 8 out of this before being stopped at the 28. Now, I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to tick it down.
Definitely, you want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage, and put the onus on the defense. Do they have to use timeouts? What are they going to do to stop you? You're taking charge.
And they'll take him down at the 31-yard line. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a 1st down.
Well, it is our business to analyze what we saw out there, and on that play, I saw a defense staying in base, not taking a chance, not blitzing, in a situation where they absolutely need the football back. That's either a case of overthinking it or not thinking it through.
If you do blitz, do you have to be careful about where you're coming from, or are you just coming from all angles?
You have to be careful about where you're coming from, obviously, but at this stage, you have to take a few chances as well.
Now they'll throw with Rodgers. He gets this one to Johnson. That'll leave him with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there.
Let's not quibble about the gain there on 2nd down. That was a positive play because that was a take-what-you-can-get situation. Got out to the tight end. Now it gives them much better opportunity to convert on 3rd down.
The offense on 3rd down tonight, they've converted 3 times in 8 chances. This time they face a 3rd and 2. It's brought in by Harris. And he is going to have the Chargers' 1st down. It's a gain of 6 that time on 3rd and 2.
Now that's a big pickup right there. And so often we focus on how the quarterback's faking on play action. How about everyone being in on the deal and picking it up?
2nd, 3rd levels, you could see them trying to recover. They bit. Worked out offensively. Throwing on 1st down is Rodgers. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. A well-executed 22-yard gain.
And these guys certainly are not hiding what their intention is. They're absolutely showing it. They're definitely not going to sit on this lead here in the 4th quarter.
From Viking territory now, they'll come up 1st and 10 at the 32-yard line. Rodgers to throw once more. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Sauce Gardner picks it off. And the Vikings are right back in this football game. Charles, are you kidding me? 4 interceptions? I mean, that's a good season for a lot of defensive backs.
A lot of reason to get voted into the Pro Bowl. When you have 4 in one game, that means talk about a campaign slogan, right? I got 4. Send me to the Pro Bowl, guys. What a game we've experienced watching this one.
They'll start with the option.
And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down.
A carry here for Hunt. Takes it to the 26, just a 1-yard gain. They'll come to the line here needing 9 yards to pick up the first. On third down, Doyle swings this out for Hunt. And he'll be stopped at the 27-yard line, well short of the first down marker. 3 yards, all they could muster there, and it'll bring up fourth down.
I know it was a gain, but you have to sense probably a little bit of disappointment there, because when it's out there in open space, I think they expect to get more out of a play, don't you?
Especially when you're getting it to your guy out of the backfield. You're expecting him to be able to create something, be a little more shifty.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Good open field tackling held it to an okay gain.
He's averaging just under 50 yards a punt as he gets this away. Pulled in at the 24. That'll go as a 46-yard punt with a return of 7. And it'll be Charger football here as they take over. Now the Chargers offensive unit ready to see what they can do here.
As this offense takes the field against CD, remember last drive they were moving the football, but then they threw that costly interception, so we'll see if they can right the ship here on this drive.
And doesn't that just sum up football? We see it all the time, don't we? The defense goes from losing the battle to making a huge play and stealing the momentum. So you know they're riding high right now, and they're ready to challenge this offense and that quarterback one more time.
And we'll see if the offense is up for that challenge here as things start to get more interesting here in the second half. They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains.
Throwing is Rodgers on third down.
Campbell making the catch. And he is going to have the Chargers first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. And it appears we have a Charger shaken up on that last play. While they come out and take a look at him, we will step aside for just a moment.
On first down, Rodgers.
This will be caught. It's Waddle.
And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. He got 29 yards that time. A great job pulling that one in from a guy, as we know, who can really blaze. He's got a lot of speed.
And that speed can work for him so many different ways. Sometimes he just takes off and goes and just runs past people. Sometimes you get people to back off so far that you can catch everything underneath. But still, at some point in the game, you probably have to make some contested catches, right? Sometimes you have to go up.
He's got his man. It's caught. Touchdown, Chargers.
Curtis Samuel with 2 touchdowns on the season, both in this game. And the Chargers are about to make it 4 straight as they add to this fourth quarter advantage. Well, that's certainly going to bump up the old win probability index because now it's a 2-score game here in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, you're taking me into that deep water now. Win probability index. This game's definitely not over. We're not looking at a 0.5% or something. It's just 2 scores. But the way that this team has played, to me, what I've seen, they absolutely deserve to win this game. They've been the better team by far throughout.
From a yard or 2 deep, here comes a return. And he'll be brought down shy of the 20, so the decision to bring it out of the end zone, not a good one. And the football going back to the Vikings offense. See if they can put this drive in the end zone, Charles, because it's been a little bit of a rough go at times. They've had to punt the football a ton in this ball game because of stalled-out drives.
So are you saying that you're kind of tired of seeing the punter run out there and do his thing during this game? Is that what you're trying to say?
Well, I mean, I'm okay with it. I have a feeling that this offense, they don't want to see the punter again.
And frankly, the punter doesn't want to run out there anymore himself. He would love to see his offense put together a drive and give his leg a rest.
Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. He's got a man. That's caught. Left sideline. Last play, they got stuffed at the line. Different story here. Over 20 yards. Fourth quarter, every drive so critical, and you figure may only get one more shot after this, so a touchdown's imperative on this drive.
It is, but you also have to think to yourself in play calling, don't hold anything back. Don't save it for the second touchdown. You got the first one for the second one to even matter.
Out of the gun, they run it with Hunt. And not much there at all. Maybe a yard up to the 43. Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run.
Brings up 2nd and 9.
Looking to throw. Doyle steps away. And a big loss here. Multiple defenders get to him there, and that is the 6th time he's been sacked in this ball game.
Remember, throughout my career here in defensive coaches always say, guys, you got to earn the right to rush the passer. Well, they put themselves in a great spot with this big lead, and they know they've got to throw the ball.
These pass rushers have to be salivating. It is pin your ears back time indeed. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Throw to the right, caught by Dulcich. And just 3 yards on the catch there. He couldn't get away. And that'll bring up 4th down. Did they maybe play that too safely on 3rd down? I know you don't want to just throw a ball blindly downfield, but that didn't help them a whole lot.
I think they probably said if it's open, take the shot. If not, get something safe because we do have 4th down to try and pick it up.
As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. And he's going to be intercepted for the 3rd time thus far. Teron Johnson able to pick it. And the Chargers are going to take possession of the football. He's at it again, Charles. He had the pick 6 last week. Not a pick 6 here, but an interception.
It's another Oski, because that's the word we use when we intercept a pass. Oski tells your team to rally around and block for you. Well, that worked really well last week because he had made it all the way to the end zone. This week he got the Oski, maybe not a touchdown, but boy, he's playing really well.
The Chargers ready to take over. They have to like the position that they are in. 4th quarter, 2-score lead, and now the ball back after the INT. Down inside the 40. The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. They hand this off to Harris, and he's going to be stopped just short of the 1st down marker at the Vikings 34. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And he's got the 1st as they'll bring him down at the 28-yard line. It'll go as a gain of 6 that
Our defense just simply can't get off the field on 3rd down. And we all know how important that down is for both sides of the ball. You often feel like you're just a step behind whatever they're doing offensively.
And one of the differences in this game, no doubt, 3rd down conversion, and that is going to be a story they'll talk about after this one. Now a 1st down carry for Harris. And this has been a recurring theme tonight for sure. Nowhere to run. Back to the line of scrimmage, that's all. No gain on the play there, 2nd down. So it's Charger football as we welcome you back from the 2-minute warning. And no doubt what they're looking to do is just salt away the final couple of minutes and escape with a win. And now right out of the 2-minute break, we'll get a timeout used defensively with 1:56 to go. Now this is a big 3rd down, and you'd have to think we'd see a timeout right away if they can't stop him here. They stay on the ground. Again, it's Harris. And this will not get close to the 1st down marker as he's brought down at the 26. Now the Vikings will use the 2nd of their timeouts. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. Cade York on now for the field goal. This to make it a 3-score game late. York able to send this one through, and that will extend their lead even further. So with that, you figure this game's pretty much out of reach at this point.
Yeah, it's going to take a heck of a comeback to come from 3 scores down, but don't change that channel. Don't go away. Miracles can happen, and you want to be here in case it does.
You're a company man.
Aren't I, though?
And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. Now the Vikings offense works their way back onto the field. Where we stand right now in the 4th quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers you would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
Now a shot taken on third down, but it's going to wind up incomplete.
On the jump ball. He was covered by Xavier McKinney.
Got to try it here. He's back to throw. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. They'll look to throw again. He will find his man Chase complete. And they're going to get this up to midfield. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a first down. Well done. And it appears we have a Charger shaken up on that last play. Well, now they're going to come out and take a look at this injury, and we'll be back in a moment. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Again, he'll drop to throw. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And now a fumble. The ball's out and picked up by the Chargers. And I don't know that that fumble is going to matter a whole lot. You look at the deficit here in the 4th. It doesn't matter. The coach on the sideline still scratching his head.
Yeah, not only scratching his head, but probably writing a note or two about, we're going to address this come practice next week, because maybe that's the reason we're down this far. Doesn't matter at this point, but being sloppy throughout the game, not going to help him improve.
Victory formation time for the Chargers. They take a knee. And they'll run on the inside handoff. And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27. So this one's over. It's in the win column for the L.A. Chargers. And they were buoyed, Charles, by a big second half to put this one on ice.
And I know a lot of people watching this one were thinking to themselves, I bet halftime was really interesting. Probably took the paint off the walls with some of the words that were said. But I get the sense it was much more of the adjustments they made. They came in with a game plan that we saw that didn't work in the first half. They made the adjustments necessary, went away from that, and then they got it together, got a spark, and then took off. It's really nice to watch in the second half.
So for the Chargers, they continue to keep pace for that first-round bye as they move to 11-1. And they will be at home for one next week against the Las Vegas Raiders. Meanwhile, for Minnesota, this could hurt in the race for home field advantage as they drop to 10-2 on the year. And they'll try to rebound next week as they head to Glendale to take on the Cardinals.
she like